All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Wilson airing it out to start. Hits him on the in route. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
Now Wilson on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Secures this at the 17. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That's going to be a highlight there, a 68-yard punt. And the Commanders will go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
First carry now for Austin Eckler. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
60. And then 19 Lions. Let go.
Daniels from the pistol. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
It's dime defense from the G-men. 3rd down.
18, Pioneer. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Buffalo 18.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be Giants football. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Give that tackle to Johnny Newton.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Russ now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 4th down. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at 4th down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Hey, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the down defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond a 3 and out.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Come on, set, go!
They'll start the drive with Eckler. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go, set! Mustang 19! Hup.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Paulson Adebo.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense in the hurry up here.
Hawk 7, Hawk 7!
It's 4th down.
Lion!
Going for it, it's Eckler. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Only 1 yard, but when all you need is an inch or two, Brock, that'll still move the chains.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
They've got first down from the 31. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Here's the handoff. This is ahead for about 5. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
19 Tigers, 70. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Set go.
From the 48. That's complete. Here's Austin Ekeler. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants side of the field.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
5 men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of 3rd down.
Ready? Hut, hut.
They're going to toss it to Ekeler. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks. And I'm looking for that to be called again.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Here we go.
Man in motion here.
Go.
Daniels on 1st down. He'll get this to Samuel. And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hut.
Handoff now to Ekeler. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That was Kayvon Thibodeau there to wrap him up. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Go. Cougar 19.
They send a receiver in motion right. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Biggest difference in the college NFL game, we know this, Kate, it's matchups. Right, that college game, so much more space with the wide hash marks. Not so much in the NFL. You've got to cultivate one-on-ones, cultivate matchups. Using the receiver as a runner, that was a matchup successful for this offense.
They have themselves another 1st and 10.
Set up. Bronco 80. Bronco switch. Bronco switch. Ready.
On the give, here's Ekeler. And he's brought down for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles. Well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
On the double.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Set. Ready.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, and it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Set, go.
Now Daniels to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Okay, ready?
Going jumbo set on this first and goal.
Here we go, sack. Hut, hut.
Eckler does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
This defensive battle has reached the 2-minute warning.
And goal.
It's the Commanders looking at 2nd and 3.
On the ready. Ready. Go.
Trying again with Eckler. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal.
Sack. Hut.
Daniels flushed out of the pocket. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Seibert tacks on the point after. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
What? Start.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
What? Reload. Start.
Wilson now from the gun. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
14, buddy. Start.
Wilson on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Good.
1st down, here's Russ. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know those elite zone defenses in basketball, Kate, it just feels like they're everywhere, clogging up every passing lane. This quarterback, well, he felt the same thing when he dropped back, nowhere to go but for a sack.
After the sack, another pass on second down. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. Now the offense going to take its third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Wilson with it on first. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. This one intended for the running back. And it's going to be second down.
That is a DB's best friend's pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's on the move. Throwing deep for the end zone. He's got it deep downfield. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Gano ready to send this away. On the return, here comes Kene Nwangwu. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Check that. Stephanie! Panther 60.
Eckler running dead ahead. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Tyler Nubin with the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Ready!
Here's 2nd and 7. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Ready up!
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. The Commanders ready for the punt. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Connects with Slayton. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down throw from Wilson. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Throwing again is Russ. Quick slant caught by Neighbors. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. First and 10 for him now, following the penalty. Blitz coming, Russ. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Russ is cooking again. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
On first down, it's Wilson. He has it at the 5. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Into the hands of Neighbors. Touchdown, New York! He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch and the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Gano ready to send this away. Wangu now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Drive starts out with a first and 10.
Here we go. Warriors 70. Ready?
Daniels from the pistol. Has a man, it's Ertz. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought to a halt by Deonte Banks.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Throw complete to Eckler. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Let's go now.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Forced out to his right. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a first.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Go! Set up! Go!
Again, Daniels to the air. That's it, brought down at that line of scrimmage. Tackled on that play by Isaiah Simmons.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Set up!
From the gun, it's Daniels. Cut by the open man. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's first and 10.
Set! Alert! Alert! Ready, ready?
Trying the inside handoff to Eckler. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No gain there that time, and it's second and 10.
Big man up front said, "Not in my house." Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over. Over.
Ready?
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Come on, set!
After 3 quarters, we're still neck. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Here we go, set! Set up!
Out of the gun, Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Now Daniels to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ready.
Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up first and goal.
AT Cardinal. Ready?
Trying to run in. Eckler is across the line for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a fourth-quarter lead. It's an Austin Eckler touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff.
Yep.
Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7.
set to kick off.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchpad.
30-yard line.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Wilson now off the play action. Got a man. Robinson has it. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing is Wilson. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they take him down right along the 30. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Let's go double count right here, double count.
First down, here's Russ. Has his man, it's Tracy. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Kelsey makes the catch. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the gun, it's Tracy. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Here's Tracy once more. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. They go right back to Tracy. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. You continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or you're now forced to put the ball in the air.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Giants down by 7. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Looking to throw. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. You can't find the end zone. They stop him, and they'll still trail as they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Fits it through the middle. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
Wow, certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case, tight